Well, good evening, everybody. It's Christian here again, and I'm just here to submit my final video vlog for the Introduction to Counseling course. It's been quite a journey, but I'm excited to share my thoughts on some of the questions posed for this video vlog this week as we've read through chapter 14 and as we talk about the future of counseling and how this course has affected me personally. So we've been given a couple questions to answer in this video vlog, so I'm just going to kind of go through them and share my thoughts and just how I feel coming out of this course and how I feel about going into the future of counseling. So the first question we were asked today is, how do you see yourself contributing to the growth of the counseling field? This is a loaded question, but for me personally, I just want to be able to advocate for the profession, not only for the profession as a whole, but also for those minority groups that we serve, advocating for their needs and and their desires, but also advocating for the profession as a whole, understanding and help educating people on the importance of counseling as it's part of the whole mental health family, and just advocating, like I said earlier, for those minority groups, for those needs, the people that need counseling. So that's how I could see myself contributing to the growth of the field. I also want to work overseas and in missions using counseling. So hopefully in those regards as well, just being able to push the envelope a little bit further to get counseling out there, to get it more well known, and just continuing to use those new practices of technology that we read about in chapter 14, making use of those things when dealing with clients, and just kind of advancing the field in general, using new techniques and things like that. So that's how I could see myself kind of helping grow the counseling field, by advocating for the field itself, by advocating for different groups that need it, that I serve, also being a part of the global counseling field and working overseas in missions groups. So things like that, and also making use of new ways to do counseling, like through technology and apps and things like that. So our second question here today, guys, is what has been the most meaningful activity for this term? This is a hard question, but I feel like every piece, from the readings to the video vlogs to the discussion boards to the papers to the quizzes, have really enhanced my knowledge of what it means to be a counselor, of what is expected of you as a counselor. So I'm going to kind of take an easy route with this answer and just say all of it. I think all of these activities have been beneficial to my understanding and learning of what a counselor is and how they function. Just being able to read about it, maintain that information, testing it, doing more research in papers and things like that. So I think all of these components combined are really meaningful and just help me learn and expand my knowledge and my practice of what it means to be a counselor. And for the last question here today, guys, it asked, how are you different as a result of this course? Well, after this course, I must say that I have a better understanding of what the counseling field is, what we do and what's expected, but also has kind of made me more mindful of what counselors do and what kind of characteristics a counselor must possess. And in my own daily life, in the ins and outs of my personal relationships and the field I work in now, I've kind of tried to implement those techniques in my day-to-day, including reflective listening, and just SMART goals and all these things, just applying it to my own life and my own relationships, just to kind of lay the foundation and the groundwork in my own life as I continue to build on my knowledge and my practice to just exemplify those characteristics of an effective counselor, so that when I get to a place where I'm dealing with actual people, hopefully I'll continue to grow upon that. So these are just my thoughts on these basic questions for this week, guys. This is kind of just a future counseling discussion. These are my thoughts on the questions, and I'm just super excited for what God has in store as myself and the rest of the cohort continue to just go throughout this journey. So this will be my post for this week, and thank you so much.